first arpeggio is a straight up simple A major arpeggio, spanning the 5th to the 7th frets here. And that is the major shape, the typical major shape. Everyone learns F. It's the first chord, one of the first chords. It's that shape moved from position fret 1 to fret 5. And then every note played from the 5th, from the A string, open A down. And then there's a C sharp here on the 9th fret, and then a pull off back to the A on the 5th fret, top E string, so this. Like that. The second arpeggio is a bit of a monster. I had this as a C sharp minor arpeggio, which it is, except it's got a low 5th, so it starts on the 5th below, so on the G sharp. So let's just go through that slowly here. You're on the 4th fret, same note on the A, 7th fret, E note, G sharp, 6th fret, D string. Here we are on the C sharp, G string, 6th fret still. And you're on the 5th fret here, E. G sharp, top E string. Then you're back on the 9th fret, C sharp. And then that is a stretch. You're going from the 9th fret to the 4th. Then a pull off to the open E. This is the easiest way to play this. I did experiment around with it. Then there's a string skip after the pull off, open E, and that is the descending 3 notes back up the C sharp minor arpeggio before you actually get to the C. So you're on the 6th fret, G string, and then D string, then back up to the 7th, which is the E, like that. Then there's a, what's this, F sharp minor chord. There's a slide in, like that. That's how I was playing it. And this is the first part where you begin to get the right hand rhythm involved as well. The sort of percussive slap effect. So that's the rhythm. The shape, the chord shape is an F sharp minor, except the thumb is being used for the bass, and that then allows you to do this hammer and pull off on the bass. Okay, so the second part of the intro starts with a bass line. Open A, B, this is all on the string, 5th A. C sharp to D. And here, you've got a D major arpeggio. But this is the first instance of the caged chord system being helpful if you know it. If not, I would really recommend researching it, finding out about it, because it's a really, really helpful method. Playing any style of guitar, really, but fingerstyle, I'd say it's a real game changer when you get to be able to play all over the neck using it. So it's like the C major shape, except that you'd play it like this, but if you were to play the C major, start with the little finger, then move it up to the 5th fret, same thing. Then you've got D major, barred, don't need to worry about this, low E. And that's the shape of the arpeggio. Like that. Then it goes to exactly the same pattern and shape, but the bass note is a semitone lower. So exactly the same pattern as the D major arpeggio before it, but now it's a C sharp on the bass. Then it goes to a B minor. So that's a standard B minor arpeggio from the B note on the A string 2nd fret, D note on the A string 5th fret. This is like the 2nd arpeggio that we did, except it's here. So you don't play all the way down, stop on the D note there on the B string, then there's an open D note, and that's the arpeggio there. So it comes from. Also, I think a hammer on there. You could pick it, or hammer on, whatever. Then it goes to an A major arpeggio, but starting on the low E string 5th fret to the 3rd, C sharp on the 4th fret. Then it's simply the A major chord that everybody knows on the 2nd fret, except barred. Then like this. Then it goes to E major, some E major arpeggios, 3 different shapes of E major arpeggio, straightforward E major arpeggios, except the first one is this shape, which I actually use that a lot for fingerstyle playing. It's because it lets you play E major with higher note melodies. Anyway, so the arpeggio is this. We're on the 6th fret, D string, 4th fret, G string, then that E note on the B string, 5th fret, then 4th fret, top E string. Then there's a hammer on and pull off from the 4th to the 7th. That's that. That's it. To the open E. Then there's a string skip, like that. So the same first 2 notes we started with in the other order. 4th fret, 6th fret. Then it ascends again, like that. No hammer-ons or pull-offs. You just go up to the, what is that? The B string. Sorry, the B note, top E string. Like that. Then it goes to this position. Again, this is a simple E major arpeggio, but now we're playing in this chord shape here, which The easiest way to think of that is the B major chord shape, but on the 7th fret. And of course, you've got the open E. And so that is starting on the, where are we here now? 9th fret, D string, 3 notes straight, like this, on the 9th, then 7th, top E string, and starting with the low E. So that's a slide to the 4th fret, then open E, like that. So we're coming from this position, open B, then it's a straightforward E major chord pattern. If you stop a couple of notes before, it gives more time to get into the first chord of the verse, which is an A major. I always play these things differently. This is a benefit of not using tab, is that you begin to work things out more creatively. Then we'd be into the verse. But that's harder to keep in time and get to the first note of the A. So I would recommend practicing and landing on something that is comfortable and works for you. Okay, so the first verse is where the percussive slap technique of the right hand really comes in to keep a steady beat. And this is something that needs to be practiced if you're not familiar with the style. That's the sort of sound you want. Now you can experiment playing different positions over the sound hole and getting here this allows you to knock the body of the guitar as well. There's various different tones you can get from doing this. So I would suggest, if you're not familiar with the style, to practice maybe even over just a basic A chord like this, which is how the verse starts in this song. And just play it over and over again. So melody-wise, it's an open A major chord, 2nd fret, and then there's a hammer on and pull off from an open B to the C sharp, like that. The other thing to say here is when you're doing this style, this percussive style, this slapping, often, I would say most times actually, where the percussive beat comes in, which is almost like a snare drum sound, it acts as a ghost note as well for whatever melody note happens to be playing. So for example, to play it unpercussively, one of those C sharp melody notes is actually taken up by the slap a lot of the time, and it doesn't matter because the note's implied. Your brain almost still hears it even though it's not being played, and it allows the solo performance to take on a whole new dimension because you're adding percussive elements into the playing as well. And with the bass runs and things, this is where fingerstyle guitar really begins to take off, because you're implying almost different sections of a band on solo guitar. Anyway, the second chord in this verse progression is an F sharp minor. but we're not going to play it like that in the standard bar form, 6-note bar form minor chord, because we need a melody note to come through, which is the beat of the C sharp here. So thumb needs to be employed, the thumb on the 2nd fret, like that. And then it allows that. So what you want here, fingering wise, I think the easiest way to play it is little finger 4th fret on the D string, and then 1st finger 2nd fret on the G string, like that. And then open B. And then this is bar on and off on the 2nd fret, B string, like that. So you're going from the A, same melody note, then to the B, there's a B minor, then the melody note does the same thing, except now it's going from the C sharp up to the D, like that. Like that. So it stays on this B minor for twice as long. Again. Now on the first time round, the verse, it just stays on this melody like this. But on the second time round, there's a E, an open E, as it is on the guitar, but just an E note in the melody, like this. Now, it doesn't really matter if you put that in the first time round. It's up to you. It's just whether you want to play exactly what's being played in the recorded version of the song or not. But that's the sort of nuance where nobody's really going to pick up on it, or is unlikely to. And it's, it's your own musical license when covering songs to be able to put embellishments and little variations in. Then we're going to a D major. So D major open position chord. Basically take everything off except the first finger, and then play it with the second finger. Sorry, that's not right. Play with the first finger. It's easier. And then this, we're back to the beat of the C sharp melody. Then here, I was doing that. You wouldn't have to, you could just play. But I like the being able to play the 5th on the bass. So D to the A, 5th. You're starting to, again, what I was saying before, adding more band elements into the performance. Starting to mimic what a bass player would be doing. So here, don't play these two on the D chord. Then play 2nd fret, G string, to the hammer on the 2nd fret of the B string. Open B, then this shape, which is back to, if you remember the arpeggio we did in the intro, the C shape of the D chord, it's back to that shape, except we'll play these 3 notes only, like that. Move up. So this, like that. Then we've got this shape, and this is probably the most tricky one to pull off on the first verse progression. So it's back really to what is the F sharp minor chord, except similar to the second chord we played in the progression, except now we're playing these two notes on the 4th fret. So you've got on the A and the D here with the final two fingers, 3rd and 4th, and then 1st finger, 2nd fret, and then it's the same melody notes, so open B to C sharp. Then you go to an E major after that. So in context, then here to the D, then the way I played this, because I found it easier to make it flow, was play the E major like that. So coming from this position, the way I'm playing that, and you don't have to play it like this, you could try going to this position, I just found it easier, is 2nd, it's all on the 2nd fret, but then barring with the 1st finger, the 2 strings above it, like that. So it's just the A major shape, but played like that, because it's just the transition from that chord shape to that chord shape is the easiest way. And then when there's a bit of breathing space in between the bars, you can like that. Then there's that pull hammer on the E. So this is now back to a E major open position chord. Like that. Little finger though, 2nd fret from the 1st fret on the G string. Like that. Chorus starts with A major, and that we're on the 9th fret, and the easiest way to think about this, or for me to explain it, is D major, everyone knows this, play the same thing on the 9th fret, and play, instead of a D as the bass, an A on the 5th string. That gives you an A major. So that's the first chord of the chorus, and the melody note. Then you've got A major again. And now this is the shape we did in the intro, the very first shape, which is the diluted root 6 major chord. So like F, everyone learns F. Like that to begin with. It's that on the 5th fret with a B on top. So that's the 7th fret high E string. So this. Then we'll go to this. So I'll just break that down quickly. So you've got middle 2 fingers on the 5th fret, top 2 strings. Then you've got 4th fret bar to get the G sharp bass note, like that. So now listen to the bass. You're doing the slapping rhythmic and a pulsating bass. There you can play either the E or the A bass, or either one of those works. And I'm going to touch on this a bit, subtle differences that you can get between notes here and there and harmonies, and it's really good to experiment with these things and try different things out, which you don't get often when you're simply following tablature. Because when I used to learn pieces from tablature, I always thought it was so set in stone. You have to do what the tab says, otherwise you're playing it wrong. But a lot of the way I play, and it's a bit akin to the jazz musician mindset, it's creative license. So if it sounds good to you, and as long as you're not playing anything that's got intolerable dissonance in it, if it's a major chord and you get the melody note right and you get the bass note right, it's really a case of most times filling in between, especially on guitar where you can't easily stack notes. Anyway, I'll not get too bogged down in that. So where were we? After this chord, there's an open E string, then this shape. Again, quickly go through this. So you got second finger, we're still on G sharp bass note. Then we've got third finger on the 4th fret G string, like that. Then first finger, 2nd fret. Now I really wanted to play this like that because it's a fuller chord, but it was too much of a struggle, too much of a handful. So you got to pick your battles, and I played it like that, which you end up with the same note on 2 strings, which isn't perfectly ideal, but it gets the job done. Then the melody goes to the 5th fret on the high E string, which is an A note. Then this, which is an F sharp minor 7 variation. The melody note is here, the B, and F sharp minor is here. So this is a case of where you can't, that's an impossible, you can just to say do that, but then you can't play a chord in between, so we're having to play a root on the D, 4th string. So shape-wise, here, this is a really nice common jazz chord. So you've got first finger, 4th fret, D string. Then you've got 6th fret, G string, 5th fret, B string, then the B note, 7th fret, I string, like that. Then I played this, which is again mimicking the bass player, or what a bass player would be doing. But you could go something like, and keep the percussive part of it all the way through. You've got to be careful there not to do that. Accidentally catch an open string and it ends up sounding like a sitar, not what you want. So here, open A, open E, then we've got this again, which is the F sharp minor in the 6th position, except using the thumb on the root again, like we did in the intro, and a bit in the verse. Because you're going to go open E to F sharp on the bass again, like this. And then you've got a melody note there, A, 5th fret, top E string, so. Here, root D, then you've got the 4th fret on the G string, then a bar on the 7th fret, here. Now, I was playing, I like both the sound of this or this, just subtle variations. But let's go with this one. Then, now we're on a C sharp root of the bass. This is though the third chord of the chorus. When we'll play the same thing with a root on the 5th string there, C sharp. There. Then it goes to B minor, 7, or just B minor. Whatever you prefer, both will work. I think I played a B minor 7, 1 note difference. Then open E, back to the A major on the 5th fret with the B on the top. Pull off to the 5th fret A, then back to the B on the 7th fret. Then you've got this shape here. Now what you need to do, 3 fingers, so 2nd, 3rd, 4th, we're on the 9th fret, top 3 strings, and then a pull up. I played that, but you could comp it more. So that's pull off to the 7th fret, then you've got 10th fret on the B string, back to the 7th fret, B, then a slide, fret, E, back to the 9th fret, like that. And here it's just keeping the bass going, not doing any slapping or rhythmic stuff. Then I played that to keep it in time and in rhythm. So it's those 3 notes again, then an open E. Okay, so that concludes the first half of the chorus. Okay, so second part of the chorus, second half of the chorus, starts with the same A major position we started the first half with, except now we abandon the percussive part and we do like a bass drum, which is a bass note on every beat like this. Like that. So all you're doing, just 1 note back. Then this shape, which here I really liked trying to get a slide in, like that. So this B on the 7th fret, top E string, then like that, second finger on the 5th fret B string, then a bar. Again, you've got to be really precise here not to get a mute on the G, because you're playing top 3 strings on the bass like that. So pull off to the 4th where the bar is, like that. Then 5th fret on the A string. And the last melody note on that chord is here, E. I can't remember whether I played it there or open. Doesn't matter, either works, same note. Then you've got, so here now, the way I fingered this was like an A major chord, but moved down on the fretboard to the top 3 strings like that. So, like that. And then again, the thumb's being used on the bass, the F sharp. That's it. So it's, and we're doing the pulse bass again. Then an open E. Open B, C sharp. Then a stretch, and this is a little bit tricky to hear, little finger 4th fret on the D string. Then back to the 2nd fret E, so we're now on the D string. Like that. And then the final melody note there is A on the 2nd fret, like that. It's quite tricky to explain this bit, so I'm hoping you can just zoom in and just go over and over and see. Okay. Then it's a D major, but like we did in the first verse, literally just 2nd fret on the G string, and then 2 open strings either side of it, like that. So that's your bass, D string. Then we'll use the percussion again, comes back in. Then there's a pull off, which I really like this sound, like that. So that's open B, C sharp, off again, quickly, like a triplet, like that. Then here, this is a back to F sharp minor, but without the, we're using a C sharp root, a minor 7. So it's like a F sharp minor 7, but with a C bass, I guess you'd call it. Anyway, A, just think of it as A major flat with a C sharp there. So like that. B minor or 7. I think I played just a B minor there. So where are we here? Then, now here, if you play an open A bass, that gives the time to then get back to the 9th fret, and we're back to the very first chord of the chorus, the A major here, like that. Then it's an E major, except with a B, high B note. So we can't play E major down here because we need this at high B. So therefore, I played it like that. So B, high string, then 5th fret on the B string, and then 4th fret on the G string. And then if you put your 3rd finger on the 6th fret on the D string, you've got the full chord. So okay. Now before I move on to the second verse, I did a little bass run into it. So it's like a beat and a half before the start of the second verse. So second verse is a key change, and I love this key change. It goes to C major. Now for us, playing fingerstyle guitar, it's good news because C major is probably, for me, my opinion anyway, the most comfortable key to play in for solo guitar, fingerpicking guitar. Because all the chords are open pretty much. And the bass changes here into more of fifths, so like country bass playing, like that kind of thing, like that. So the first chord is C major of verse 2, and the melody is that with the bass, so like that. Open A, 3rd fret B string, and then with the bass, like that. So that just needs practice. Then a little passing note before you get to the A. Sounds great. I don't know if it does that in the song or not. I just heard it in my head and wanted to put it in. You didn't have to do it. You could go straight to the A, but I think it sounds really good. Like that. So the second chord is A minor. I don't think I have to explain that. And then it goes to the E, open E for the bass, for the fifths. The melody's more or less the same. So and then G on the 3rd fret. Then it goes to D minor. That's just like that, but with it. Then it's like a roll down at the top, 3 strings, there. This is difficult to play without up to tempo and in context. that's what. So here, 8th fret, top E, B string, 6th fret, then G string, 5th fret, then open E, open D string, like that. So if you play it in time, then the next beat is an F chord, and here, not the F major like that, it's like that. So it's the diluted version, but with a bass note on the first, thumb bass on the first fret. So you're getting everything you do with the standard bar chord except one note. And now it allows you to play some melody, which you can't, harder to do like that. Plus you can't get the open string there. So that's the melody. Okay. And it's an E minor, except we're just going to play the open E. Like that. You need to get the timing right, so to slide in with the E and then just let this note ring out. Like that. So we're going to the 8th fret, 7th, this is all on the high E string, 5th, then 8th fret on the B, open A, 3rd fret B, open B, then open G, like that. Then the vocal is really, he says really, really, really. Except there's just 2 beats of a G chord before that, so then it goes really. So what's going on here? It's the same melody, you've just played an octave apart. So G, 3rd fret, open 3 strings, 2nd fret, G string. So and then you bring in the percussive side back as well. Where should we go from here? Then play the G bass note now with the first finger, which lets you get that 5th fret, top E string, A note. So it's the same, an octave apart. Then here, so where am I? 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th fret, G. So it's just a G chord again, except we're using now 2 open strings, and then 8th fret on the high string, and then back 1. Like that. Then just play 1 note and then into the chorus again, which is the same as the first chorus, so I don't need to repeat it. the outro section now, presuming we've played, or you've played the second chorus, which is the same as the first chorus. I don't need to repeat it. Starts with D major, but with a high A note. So rather than D major there, it's the same. I have to change the finger. And then you've got root 4, like that. So then it's E major, but with a G sharp, but high melody note, like that. So then a jump, quite a big vocal melody jump. So you go into now the 9th fret, and because it's still E, you can use the drone bass opening. Like that. So then back to this same A major root 5 chord that we've been using throughout, so I'll not repeat what's going on there. Then there's a slide from the 9th back to the 7th on the high E string. Then G sharp bass note, open E. Here now, this is why I love this song. It just now throws in a C sharp dominant 7th chord, which is great. And here you want to be able to play, or I wanted to be able to play the 5ths again on the bass. And to do that, you need to make sure that you bar all 6 strings, because if you don't, you'll not be able to. You could just play the like that, keep on the root 5, but I think it sounds much better. You're adding so much more flavour when you put the 5th bass note in. So back to percussive. Okay. Then back to the same D major sharp. So that's the same as the first time round. Now here, I can't remember to be, at this point I think I played that, which I wasn't entirely sure was the same as the vocal melody. But by this part of the song, we're being right at the end, I think my thought process was I just wanted to get it done. If it isn't that, it's more or less something very similar. And then, second time around. So this is the same. C sharp, dominant 7. Except you just want that high melody note. So you, where are we fret wise, 9th fret to the 12th on the high B, on the B string. Now this is really hard not to get muted notes, so you've got to practice this like that. See that? So here's the melody. Okay, final section. Same D as we started the outro with. then a trusty old E major chord. Here though you need to, for the melody, get to the 4th fret on the high E. You could play this like that and miss out that note, B note in the chord. That's easier to finger finger. I think I did play it like that. I think so. Then it goes to A major, but with a high A in the top. So rather than, you've got, and then it just, there's a descending bass line which follows the scale, A major scale down. So on the bass, and over an A chord. I wanted here to keep that melody note in, but it's such a stretch that you end up, if you can play that, great, but I was too scared of screwing up the piece right at the end. So you can just play, so you just play it now, ignoring the top E string basically. So 4th fret, G sharp, F sharp with the thumb, and open E major. Then I played, you could just play a D major chord here to an E major and then finish on an A. I did this, which is it. If you remember the D major arpeggio we did right, the intro, but with an E, open E on the top, like that. So instead of, which you could do as well, but I like the sort of suspended sound of that. Then here, I'm not sure what chord it is in the recording, but I like the sound of a diminished. Now if you don't know that shape, that's a really cool shape to know, because you can move it to diminished, up and down the neck. So we're playing it here on the 6th fret, so you've got D string, so D string, then on the string below it, the G, you've got 7th fret, then back to the 6th fret on the B, then back to the 7th fret on the A, so you've got that within it. And then I played some lead line in the performance, but I find endings are brilliant to put your own stamp and mark on pieces. There's various things where you can end it. The simple way, as I said, would just be to be just then A major, or wherever you want to play it. But it's nice to throw in a little lead line, whatever you want to. Whatever. Whatever works. And that's the tune, that's basically it. So one more time.